Hey guys, welcome in. Today we're diving into a post-spring game edition of viewer comments. We got lots of good comments and questions this week. And again, we do these every Monday, so make sure you fire in your comment or question either on the YouTube comments or shoot me a DM on Twitter or Instagram, and I'll do my best to feature you in next week's video. Alright, having said all that, let's not waste any time, let's get right into it. Alright, so first up today we have my dude Carter Monroe asking, is Bear Alexander coming? Alright, so from everything I've read and heard, it seems like USC is the move for Bear. If you aren't aware, Bear Alexander is a big interior defensive lineman for Georgia who just entered the portal. The guy is a beast and he's exactly what SC needs, and all the early indications are that he's coming to USC. Now it's not a done deal by any stretch. Texas seems to be a real player here. He's from there, so going home would make sense. But if I had to make a pick right now, USC would be it. Okay, next up we have our resident Notre Dame fan of the channel, Jersey Bear, saying, some people don't like the transfer portal, but I kinda love it. It adds a whole new level to college football and roster management. So I totally agree with this. It makes the offseason a blast. I'm a total roster construction nerd, so I love diving into what other programs are doing. It's really added an entirely different dimension to the offseason. Also, for what I do, I'm a massive college football fan. I try to watch as many teams as possible, so I know these guys that are transferring from other schools. With the high school guys, it's hard to get a complete and accurate feel on the player you're getting, and I feel like that really shows through in my videos. Those are my thoughts on it anyway. But I am sure fans of smaller schools don't enjoy it as much as we do, but for USC fans, it's been awesome so far. Alright, next we got 2 super thanks this week. Do not feel obligated to do this, but for those that do, I will always feature your message in the viewer comment video. So first up, we have my man AD Luna who just says thanks. No man, thank you, that means a ton. And we have my guy Shanks who says, I thought there were a lot of pluses. My biggest issue was Corey Foreman. He was quiet, and on one of the few massive runs the defense allowed, I saw him attempt an arm tackle which ticked me off. He was so much better at 265. I just can't see why he needs to be at 235. Also, I hope we can land Bear Alexander. First off, Shanks, thank you so much for your support. And as for what you said, I still have yet to do my full deep dive into the spring game, but at first glance, I agree with you on that one. I did see him miss a few tackles and get blown up a few times, which is concerning considering run defense has been his only real strength so far at SC. And as for Bear, you and me both, buddy. Alright, it is now time for everybody's favorite segment on this channel, the Bozo OU Fan of the Week. Oh boy, it looks like we have a recurring guest for this segment. I'm sure you guys remember Colbert. Well, this time he's saying, no real men like SC, we only like loyal people and loyal programs that build internally. Not have to go borrow other people to bring itself back. Sustainability, SC ain't the model for that. Oklahoma is, that's why your AD wanted to be like us. Oh man, there are so many things wrong with this. First off, you hired Lincoln from ECU. Guess old Stoopsy boy had to borrow Lincoln to fix his offense. And your savior, defensive mastermind Brent Venables, he was an internal hire, right? Oh no, you hired him from Clemson. After you guys ran him out of town the first time around, which you all love to conveniently forget about, but I digress. So you did not build internally. And if OU is the model for sustainability, what do you call this last year? And real men don't like SC. Yeah, because what real men do is hide behind a screen, go over to a USC channel, and spout off a bunch of BS. Man, as many issues as OU has, you'd think he wouldn't have time to worry about us. But hey, I guess you are a real man, at least you have that going for you. Alright, next up we have Jimmy O'Heary. I apologize if I didn't pronounce that correctly, but he says, Rayleigh Brown at slot is something special, don't sleep. Jimmy is 100% correct about this. Think about how much space is out there for Rayleigh to do his thing. His skill set seems to be a perfect match for the slot. Do we really expect Rayleigh to be able to pick up a blitzing linebacker? I would much rather see him sealing off a 5'11", 190-pound nickelback. It makes more sense, and I can't wait to see the crazy stuff Lincoln will have cooked up when he and Zach are on the field at the same time. Alright, next, I want to touch on something I'm seeing run rampant in the USC fanbase. The overreaction to Malachi Nelson's performance in the spring game. You see Slap Happy here saying Moss will start over Nelson. I watched Nelson all year at Los Al. As well as Prima saying, is Nelson overrated? Guys, Malachi was not healthy the majority of spring. He's trying to adjust to college life, learn the Lincoln Riley offense, all while being limited by an off-season shoulder surgery. Think about that for a second. And it's not even like he played badly. The 2 picks were bad, sure. His accuracy went in and out, but he flashed. You see that elite ball placement. That's all I wanted to see. I wanted to see glimpses of what made Malachi one of the best high school quarterbacks I've ever seen. Everyone needs to take a breath. He's a hard worker, he's so young, and he's going to be getting the best coaching available. So everyone just relax. Alright, just a few more here. Next we have For Work saying, so the offense will now score 65 points instead of 60, but the defense will still give up 70 points. Fool's gold. Let's see some real defensive hires before we get excited. So this was in response to the Cliff Kingsbury news, and I think you're missing the point here. An analyst job was open, and Lincoln filled it with the best possible hire he could have. If you don't think that's a big win for the team overall, then I really don't know what to say. And you act like the defense hasn't done anything? Look at the influx of talent, the hiring of Greg Brown as a defensive analyst. I mean, they've done a lot to try to fix that defense. It really seems like, and I mean, I'm not trying to single you out here, man, because a good amount of the USC fan base thinks the same way, but it just seems like you want something to be angry at. I mean, things are going great for USC right now. We're in a great spot, making big moves. I don't understand the negativity personally. And lastly, we finished with Chris Bennett asking, did you play at USC? I remember hearing you said that you played in college. And also, how long do you believe Lincoln will stay at USC? I don't see him staying the whole 10, but I'm hoping for at least 6 or 7 years. Alright, so I never played at SC. You might have heard me say I went to high school with Stuart Cravens for 1 year. He was a senior when I was a freshman. But yeah, I was never lucky enough to play at USC. And as for Lincoln, I would put my money on him staying for 4 to 6 years. I feel like when he wins a national title, he will have accomplished all he wanted to in college, and that will be around the time he starts planning a move. Appreciate the questions, Chris. Alright guys, those are all the questions and comments we have for today. Great submissions this week. Remember, we do these every Monday, so you have the full week to fire in your questions or comments. I really appreciate your guys' support that you've given this series. It's really turning into one of the staples of the channel. So again, thank you all for tuning in. If you did enjoy this video, please do leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. You're all awesome, and as always, take care and fight on.